Hello, my name is Wan. I'm a coach based in Singapore. In this session, I'm going to share with you my journey in shifting a perspective. This is part one. In part one, I will share about two incidents. What do I observe in these two incidents? And reflection based on different models and offer what could be possible in the next session and some resources related to the tools and framework mentioned in this session. So, besides being a coach, I'm also a facilitator. In early 2021, a few facilitator and I come together to organize a learning festival for liberating structures. Liberating structure is a framework for facilitation. In this learning festival, the facilitators will design a process to show and demonstrate how to use some of the microstructures in the framework, and we have organized 6 sessions together with 9 facilitators from Singapore, Indonesia, Hong Kong, Australia, and United States. In the second incident, I am host for a podcast, a leadership podcast, Talk with One. In each episode, I will invite a guest in leadership development and probably vertical development to share some of their knowledge, tips, and advice. So far, we have 6 episodes. So, what do I observe and have learned? For the first incident, Laboring Structure Learning Festival, obviously, I have sharpened my facilitation skills through observation and learning from other facilitators, and I have made friends with facilitators in other countries, and also the festival has reached to a number of participants and facilitators around Asia. In the second incident, leadership podcast Talk with One, I have opportunities to practice generative dialogue. In a dialogue, I help the guests to share more about the topic to gain deeper understanding and generally have a deeper conversation. I also learn more about leadership development from different perspectives. Just like first incident, I have opportunity to know more about leaders and coaches from Europe, United States, and Asia. And the podcast have also reached to a number of listeners around Asia, Europe, and US. And one distinction I can find in the podcast is I see possibility in deeper collaboration especially with some of the guests. In short, through my reflection, I found that I have shifted from being an expert to a collaborator, and my perspective has shifted from myself to collective B. And I would like to share this reflection using different models. The first one is from positive intelligence. In this program, uh, we are trying to help the participants to shift from using sabotage to sage power. And from the shift that I have shared, I observed that in the beginning, I very much concentrated on skills and achievement. That is a typical behavior of a hyperachiever. Results trump the rest, and I gain recognition mainly through results, either through skill development or influence. And if you're interested in what could be your dominant saboteur, you can try this saboteur test from positive intelligence. And in the shift, I observed that I have used one of the 5 powers from positive intelligence. The power that I use mainly is navigate. It's a power when we are taking an elevated position, seeing the situation from a wiser self perspective. So I ask myself, if I want to be more impactful, what shift I need to have, and therefore I shift from being an expert to a collaborator. Second model I would like to share with you is called vertical mindset indicator. It's a framework to allow us to develop capacity to handle complexity. And there are 6 stages. In the second and third stage, as I share, I'm very interested in developing skills and mastery. And in the third stage, I'm also demonstrating my preference to think more about goals and achievement. And the shift for me is what could be other possibility besides skills and achievement. And therefore, I find that to be more impactful, I need to have a purpose, and through the development, I find that with collaboration, I may be more impactful. That's what I have experienced. And the third model I would like to share with you is from Leadership Circle. There's a model by Leadership Circle called Universal Model of Leadership. So they have a 360 assessment tool which assess the leadership from 4 quadrants. The bottom half is reactive. How would a leader react to a situation? Top quadrant is creative competency. How would a leader respond to a situation in a more creative way? And the left half is more assessment in the leader in relationship with the people. And the right circle is about leadership relationship with tasks. And in this shift, I would like to share with you the top part of the model, the creative competency. Obviously, I have developed more as a collaborator, and therefore, that is the relating competency, and in direct opposite is achieving. With the collaboration, I'm more strategic focused, helping us to shift to a new direction in a strategic move. With this strategic focus, I believe the leader's productivity will be higher and more sustainable through the strategic move in collaboration, and therefore helping all us to grow together and probably solve some of the common challenges. That is the reflection using leadership circle profile from leadership circle. And what could be in the next session? I would describe my journey from me to be in a more detail and share some of the practice in vertical development that I have experienced. And if you like to know to get email notification of the next update, you can click on the link. It will bring you to a form to share about your name and your email and your permission to receive update from us one. Last but not least, I would like to share some resource if you're interested in some of the tools mentioned in this sharing. The first one is a video describing and sharing a bit about the program, Positive Intelligence Program. A second resource is a workshop. If you're interested to know where you are in your leadership development journey using leadership circle profile self-assessment version and manual feedback. Last but not least, I have a transformation program using positive intelligence and transformational coaching to help you to shift perspective that will help you in your personal transformation. Thank you for listening.